Okay, so continuing Christmas at the Artadi household and my favorite Noche Buena dishes. This one is something that is going to be a go-to Christmas or Thanksgiving or weekend day and anything else. And the reason why I love this recipe is, of course, everybody loves chorizo, right? So how about we put a chorizo into a meatloaf? What do you think? That meatloaf is going to have that beautiful sweet and smoked Spanish paprika flavor, stuffed with all the goodies, because you know I'm going to go for a healthier version, right? So let's do that today. And of course, one of the reasons why I love to serve this meatloaf is the next day, if you have any left over, those little beautiful bits of meatloaf chunks go into a wonderful sandwich. Isn't that great?
One, two. Sabrina's kitchen, what you waiting for? Sabrina's kitchen, cooking up a storm. Sabrina's kitchen, always something new. Sabrina's kitchen, flavor's waiting for you.
Enjoy. So I'm going to use a little aluminum container, and we all know, guys, aluminum's bad for us. We already know the studies. It causes Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, so common today, especially when it touches the food, right? And then we eat it. So what I'm gonna do is still use them, of course. We have to be practical. But I am gonna put some wonderful banana leaf. So you know your banana leaf, you find them everywhere. That's why I always, we have to grow our greens, we have to grow our bananas. If we have empty lots, come on, by all means. And I'm going to use that so that my meatloaf doesn't quite touch the foil, right? The harmful foil. So there you go. And so we'll put our meatloaf right in there. And it's actually pretty easy to just pull it out. So ground pork with the fat, right? And then what I'm going to do to that to make it healthier, of course, is I'm adding to about 2 cups to 3 cups. So let's say about a 1/4 kilo of ground pork. I'm also adding a whole lot of carrots. So again, I told you I'm doing a healthy version. So of course you've got your protein from your pork and your pork fat, which will help digest that. You need that for energy, you need that, right? And then I'm also putting in complex carbs into this, which is going to give a natural sweet to your pork, right? So celery is going in. Very definitely. And then of course you want your onions, white onions, red onions, up to you, right? Raisins. The raisins are going to just come together quite well. I'm not going to do too much. You know, you don't want it too sweet. Of course, I've got to add an egg, right? So your egg will kind of put that all together. And so the only thing missing here really is my very bits of course, I just want a touch of thyme. If you're gonna do this, smell of thyme, lovely, lovely. So pinch of thyme. Thyme goes a long way. So one thing you need to remember about your McCormick thyme, the flavors are very, very, very intense. By the way, I love this in a tea as well. It totally helps with digestion and dizziness. So if you've got nausea, throw some thyme into hot boiling water and sip some of that and you will feel really, really brilliant. So I'm going to put a wee bit of cayenne. Some people like it hot, some don't. I like it very, very hot. I know how good spice is for me. And now we do the chorizo thing, right? What is the chorizo? Primary chorizo, specifically the Spanish Bilbao chorizo. It's paprika, smoked, and paprika. So you will see that in their paellas, they like to do this. Put in a bit of that smoke as well. So about, I'd say about 1/2 teaspoon to a teaspoon each, all right? Lovely. All right, of course, some Italian seasoning. Just to complete that. So Italian seasoning is basically a combination of herbs, just put together in the right and equal amounts to give you that Italian vibe. So you've got your basil, you've got your oregano in here, you probably got some of that thyme already. I'm pretty sure you have some rosemary in here as well. So that combination within Italian, that's why I love Italian seasoning. If I run out and if I have nothing else, I'm gonna go for my McCormick Italian seasoning. So probably about 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon. And then of course, let's not forget our salt and pepper, all right? Black pepper. You know, I don't need to put, for those of you who want it a bit sweet, you don't need to put sugar anymore because you've got your raisins. And of course, the shaved carrots in there as well. So let's now mix this up. Remember the egg, what the egg does, what is wonderful chorizo meatloaf is it's going to bring everything together, all right? Going to bring everything, but of course, since it has fat too, and then I'm going to put some olive oil into this as well. So all I'm doing is really making sure that my pork gets all the goodness of paprika, smoked sweet Spanish, right? All the goodness of those beautiful dried herbs. That's really what I'm doing. Okay, just mixing that all up. Look at those beautiful colors. You know, that those colors are going to make that flavor pop, right? I'm going to add some more raisins to this. All right, beautiful colors. And so now we salt. And then I stick it into my foil, which is safely wrapped with banana leaves. And then we bake. So you just stick this into your oven toaster. Of course, you can use your oven as well. I think I have about 3/4 of a teaspoon in here of salt. That should be enough. Remember, you can always add more salt later, right? And when this comes out, I'm just gonna top this off with some sautéed mushroom, little bit of, just a little bit of flour and soy for my gravy on top of this. Okay. So I'm adding another teaspoon of Spanish paprika to this because I want. Really, as you start to use your flavors, your spices, you'll be more brave. So many people are very, very careful, but I really like to taste my spices in my food, you know. It's just, and it's so good for you as well. All right, I think we're good. I'm done talking. Okay, so we have my foil banana leaf here. Let's do that here so you can see me stuffing it. Okay. Okay, make sure it doesn't go into the slits or the holes in the banana. Flatten it up. So what happens to this the next day, if there is any, of course, left over, is it goes into my sandwich. That's part of the laman for a sandwich, which anybody can, of course, help themselves to, as long as they make it themselves. Because we mamas are on a break. I didn't even put oil into this anymore because I think I can see the fat there. Let's get rid of all this. Hold on, hold on. So I'm just gonna mash this up and then start to bake. So why am I doing that? When I turn this over onto my dish, I want that to be a nice cake-like shape, right? Meatloaf shape. So can you see that chorizo? And it is lovely. So here we go. I think we're good. Pretty sure that's all tight in there. And then we wrap this up. Right? Lovely. There we go. Oh, the wonders of banana leaves. I love banana leaves, and it also does lend a nice flavor to my food. So I'm just gonna stick that in there. See, it's absolutely perfect. And I'm putting my my oven toaster to, as you can see, so it's up and down. Okay, the coils are hot up and down. And then I'm gonna go 20 minutes cooking time, right? About. So in a little while, as I said, in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we'll check it out. We should have a wonderful meatloaf happening. A wonderful smoked and Spanish paprika chorizo meatloaf. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I'm down to my last few minutes. I did say 20 minutes we started out, but when I checked it out, it's really moist and juicy and it's got a lot of liquid on top. We got another 10 minutes and I added another last bit of 10 minutes to that, and I'm pretty sure this is perfect, right? So it's just about to pop and go ding, 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 ding. And then we'll plate, okay? We'll plate. Hold on. All right, okay, so it's done, it's done. Ding, it's done. Hold on, let's pull it out. And now we start to plate, okay? So as I said, I did a gravy, a really lovely homemade gravy for this. Ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, I can see the paprika sauce happening. Let's open this up. A little bit of that charred banana. I don't want that into my, there you go. All right, I'm just taking that out. Hold on, I'm gonna show you now what that's looking like. And that is when you know it's done. Let me remove all this little charring. So if your banana leaf holds up, you can just pull this right up there and it will come onto your plate. Lovely. Okay, so there you have it. Just cut up all the charred bits of banana. And then I'm gonna put my dish so that it catches all this, okay? And here we go. So graceful, right? So graceful. So that goes right in the middle there. I'm gonna move out my banana leaves. And that is looking beautiful. Now all I need to do to that is put my topping. Gravy and some mushroom tops, okay? I'm gonna slice that just so you see how wonderful that is. Okay, so that's why I cooked it a little longer, because you need that firmness. You want to know that that pork is cooked, right? So there it is, beautiful. Beautiful bits of pork. I'll probably put a garnish. Of course I'll put a garnish, right? Let's put a pretty festive and special. I know that's already looking beautiful, and I know that tastes brilliant. Okay, so you see that juice underneath? That's really beautiful and that's full of flavor. And the reason is the carrots. Of course, the natural juice of the carrots comes out the liquid, so it really adds to the moisture of your meat, your pork loaf, as I don't know, as I would call it. It's a pork loaf. I'm not using meat. You can use half and half, by the way, half pork, half meat. All right, so my gravy's done, right? So you can choose to use the juice of this for the gravy as well, but I'm just keeping that as is. It's so nice to put that over your rice, right? Put the sauce over your rice. I'm a sauce girl. I love sauces. But simple gravy of just chopped button mushrooms, onions, garlic, right? Soy sauce, a little bit of liquid, and then your flour, all right? You can use some chicken broth, but it quite works with a touch of calamansi or a touch of white wine. It really works. So all that I'm gonna put right on top. So you see that it's quite special, quite special. And there you have it, my lovely chorizo meatloaf, Christmas chorizo meatloaf with the goodness of smoke and Spanish paprika. And why is it healthy? Of course, I'm using an all pork. You can do half and half. Why is it healthy? I put in carrots and raisins right in there, and of course your celery as well. You can put kamote in. As I said, you can so put some oatmeal into your ground pork as well, and that will make it a little bit dry, a little bit more dry, but I kind of like this version. So there you have it. Enjoy. This is one of my Christmas favorites. So if you like what you see and you are a lazy cook like me, well, I highly suggest you subscribe, like and share Sabrina's Kitchen on YouTube, please. And we are welcoming you into the Sabrina's Kitchen family. So come join us and let's create lovely dishes for those we love, okay? Subscribe, Sabrina's Kitchen.